What's going on YouTube? Uberman here. So I've had a lot of people ask me to do videos of some of the projects I work on in my spare time. So here's what we have. We're going to be adjusting the foot pedals on this LG front load washing machine. And this is the first time I've ever run into a problem like this. I just purchased these units with the pedestals for $200. Dryer has absolutely nothing wrong with it, no issues. Washing machines, only issue is that the power button right here is missing, so I have to stick a screwdriver in there, and that's really it, other than it's got a couple scratches right here. No big deal. Everything works on the washer just fine. I found a replacement control board. I'll do a separate video about replacing the control unit for $69, so as of right now I've got $269 in it. Well, I hooked the washing machine up in here, and like I said, I've never had this issue before, but started doing some laundry, and the machine literally walked all the way away from the wall, ended up right over here, almost where it's at right now. Literally just walked it. It shook so badly. I thought I ended up buying a piece of junk, you know. I looked into what it could be, and the cost of fixing it myself is like $500. And for some reason, it never occurred to me to grab the trusty old magnetic level and just check for level on the machine. Well, after I leveled it, I still had the same problem with it walking across the room, and I just gave up. And I actually ordered an $1,800 set, brand new washer and dryer. I've since canceled the order because what I found is I forgot to lock the legs. Now it's going to be kind of hard to see, and I apologize for that. But right here is a locking bolt. If you level your machine and you don't lock that bolt down to where it holds the leg nice and tight, the legs wobble. When the legs wobble, a machine that spins this fast, you know, 1300 RPM, it'll walk across the floor. So in order to level your machine, if you've got pedestals, you know, pull your drawer out. If you don't have pedestals, then you'll be looking at the feet already. You don't have to worry about it. I recommend getting your machine somewhat tilted so that you can easily access at least the front feet, and you want to run them all the way up. You know, lefty-loosey, righty-tighty. Loosen the lock bolt on the bottom. There should be one on almost every machine. Get those legs all the way up. The lower the center of gravity, the better. And you start from basically ground zero, and you adjust until you're level. Don't forget your back feet. Now, I've already lowered all of these to save time. It's pretty self-explanatory. On mine, I have a special nut on the top. It's actually just the head of a bolt, but it is a 7mm, I believe. And you can just stick a ratchet on there and ratchet that thing down. I'm using some channel locks on these lock nuts, but they're actually a 9/16 or 14mm. So we'll be right back after we get the machine in the spot that we want it to stay in. That's the next trick. You got to have your machine set up exactly where you want it, and then we'll start the leveling process. Alright guys, so as you can see, I've got the machine where I want it, and the level is way off. The front is sitting way higher, and even with your feet level all the way down, you're going to notice in most homes the floor is just not level. Even when it's nice looking tile, you may not be able to see it, but the fact remains that it is not actually level. So we've got a long way to go. The first thing to do to level your machine is pick a side, doesn't really matter which, put it right about in the center, and then check your bubble. As you can see, we need to come up quite a bit. You want that bubble almost dead center. So this is where the fun starts, especially one-handed. Be careful with this sheet metal. It's very sharp, and you can definitely cut yourself if you're not careful. So here's the bolts that we're going to be adjusting. As you can see, I've got a ratchet right here, a little 1/4 inch. And we'll raise it about halfway. and then we'll check for bubbles. Okay, those two are about even now. And of course we'll need to check the machine for wobble. So you grab hold of the machine and rock it. And it's not wobbling, so now we can check. Bubble still hasn't moved. Okay. Oh, that makes things a whole lot more fun. So we're going to have to really torque on these things. We're going to run them almost all the way down then. As you can see, we got a little bit of wobble. So we'll have to do a little adjustment on that. As you can see, the bubble is almost center. So we have a little way to go. Run it down just a little bit more. We're pretty close and we're almost out of room on these bolts anyway. All right. We have just a tad bit of wobble, not too much. Go ahead and get it recentered with the tile. Check this bubble. And as you can see, it's darn near perfect. We could lower the back just a hair if we want to be absolutely perfect. You want to do this on both sides, although it should be level on both sides. As you can see, it is. Next, on the back, I want to try to make sure it's level side to side. And although the bubble's a little off, it's still in between the lines. We could adjust it. In fact, since there is a tiny bit of wobble, we will adjust this right front pedal, which will really help center it out. So let's go ahead and do that. Again, as you move these pedals, the washing machine is going to move around a little bit. So you're going to have to keep readjusting to make sure it's right where you want it. Once you feel some good pressure on that pedal, you should have it just about where you want it. Again, grab and watch the bottom. We still have some looseness over here on this pedestal, or on this foot here. So you don't want to torque it too much. You just want to take the looseness out of it. Now it's going to wobble like that because we don't have the lock nut down. But that seems to be about right. You come up here. And you check to see that it's level. Hopefully you can see that. That's pretty good. Check over here again. Good. And check over here. Good. So it doesn't have to be 100% perfect. Yeah, I know that looks ghetto. I'll figure something else out. What this is I don't want my doors to get damaged. So I put this double-sided tape here so that when the doors open, they contact the tape rather than the door. I don't care about the door to the house. I just don't want to tear up the door to the washer and dryer. So there you have it, guys. That's pretty much it. Last step is to make sure you get under here and don't forget, like I said before, these feet locks, these bolts. Turn them all the way up with your hand, and then take your channel locks, or preferably you have the 14mm socket or a 14mm wrench. But you get under there, grab a hold of it and give it a good there you go. Just make sure it's good and tight. Do that to the rest of them, and your machine shouldn't wobble anymore. And guys, this is great if you go out and buy used machines like I did. I just wanted front loaders, so I went out and got these, and I thought I made a bad decision. But in reality, all it was it was very important that these machines that spin at these high speeds be as close to perfectly level as possible. And now that it doesn't dance across the floor anymore. So I'm happy. I'll do another video on replacing this control panel. And eventually, this gasket, as you can see, it's starting to warp around the edges. It's very common. It's not really that expensive of a part. You know, this entire control board with electronics and everything, 69 bucks. Sometimes you can find them even cheaper. This gasket, brand new, is like $80 to $100. It's not that hard. You take a few pieces out. This front comes off. There's a clamp on the back. There's a spring. Can't really see it, but down in there, there's a spring with clips down here. You pop it out. It's pretty easy to do, guys. Appliance repair is not difficult. It's really not. So I'll be doing some appliance videos. You know, by the time it's done and I have the control board replaced and the gasket replaced, I've got maybe $360 in them. So, you know, less than $400 for a good working front loader, washer, and dryer. As always, guys, like, comment, subscribe. Be safe out there, and do run.